thank you, media, for coming. My name is Kyle Rosenbauer, and I am a representative of Hendrick Motorsports, and I'm here today to discuss the decisions we have made as a team to sit Dale Earnhardt Jr. for the upcoming 2 races. As many of you know, he was in an accident on the last lap of Talladega where he suffered a concussion. This is his 2nd concussion in the past 6 weeks. The first one occurred during the tire test at Kansas on August 29th. As of today, Junior says he is feeling fine, but we have to go with what the doctor says, and right now that is in his best interest, is to not be behind the wheel. The physician that diagnosed these injuries was Dr. Jerry Petty. He's a neurosurgeon who consults for not only NASCAR, but he also personally does treat Dale Jr. He said that Dale has been honest over the progressions of how he feels and the symptoms he's experiencing over the last 6 weeks. He underwent an MRI on Wednesday, and the test came back normal with no damage. And I'm going to read now NASCAR's policy on concussions. Any driver who is involved in a significant crash must go to the infield medical center. Even drivers who are able to drive their wrecked cars back to the garage area may be ordered to get checked out. Once at the medical center, the drivers will be checked for signs of concussions as standard procedure. If members of the track's medical crew suspects a concussion, the driver will be sent to a local hospital. Before a concussed driver can race again, he or she must be cleared by a neurosurgeon with at least 5 years' experience with sports-related head injuries. We also want to go ahead and acknowledge NASCAR for making prior changes to the safety that the drivers have been using due to injuries. In 2001, after the devastating crash of Dale Sr., the Hans device became something that was necessary, and all drivers have to wear that now. The Hans device is a head and neck support device which keeps the drivers strapped in and they cannot go from side to side or down. And also in 2002, the safer barrier, which is the steel and foam energy reduction barrier, was also put on the tracks around the edges to help with when they make contact with the wall to minimize the energy that the drivers feel that produce. We're very happy with the progress Dale Jr. has made from the injuries, but it is still not enough to put him back in the seat just yet. We all care about the fans and are very thankful for their support, and we know that they want to see him race, but right now we just do not feel comfortable with putting him there until he is medically cleared by a doctor and his body is completely healed. Like I said, of course he's not happy having to miss the next 2 events because he is in a position to make a run at the Sprint Cup Championship. But everybody up here that you see, we are focused on his health more than we are a championship right now, and that's just the best decision that we can make, and we are waiting for the doctors to clear him. Dr. Peck will continue monitoring the symptoms these next few days, and when he clears Junior to race, he will be back out there competing like he always done so well for so many years. This is not anything to question his will and determination to drive. He has went through 461 consecutive starts without missing it, so you cannot question his desire to be on the track. Also, we are hoping that through this, NASCAR will make it official that impact will be a test that is mandatory when the players do go to the infield, no matter what. And the impact test is an immediate post-concussion assessment and cognitive test. And it's already been made mandatory in Indy cars and Formula One cars, and we are hoping that NASCAR follows suit and takes this as serious as it needs to be. And thank you. Now we will open it up for questions. And I'm going to start with questions we've got Zach from Tuscaloosa News.
Yes, sir. You said Dale Earnhardt had a concussion 6 weeks ago?
Yes.
Why is he still allowed to race if he still had a concussion?
We have spoken with Junior about that, and he was in a position to make the chase, and he said that he was experiencing everything, but he said, it was foolish pride, as he stated. He said in a media interview that it was his pride that kept him from saying anything because he did not want to miss races because he really wanted to win this championship. And there's been numerous drivers that said they would have done the exact same thing.
Well, if you're worried about his safety now, why wasn't it an issue back then?
Because, like I said, he went to the test. He passed the test. That's why we're asking for the impact test, because we think it'll help us to identify it. But he didn't say anything to us, so we can't do anything unless he raises the red flag, unless they make them take this test. Next question will be coming from Tricia from the Crimson and White.
What were some of the symptoms he was experiencing?
He was having very bad headaches, and he was also dizzy, which, you know, if that happens in a race and his decision-making is not spot on, these guys are traveling 200 miles an hour. We cannot, it's not only putting him in danger, but it's also putting every other driver on the track in danger. We can't have that. All right, the next question will come from Willis from WVUA.
What does this do for the success of your team?
I'm sorry?
What does this do for the success of your team in the future?
It definitely sends a positive message that we are not just about championships here at Hendrick Motorsport. We are, in fact, our number one priority is the safety of our drivers, and we have to continue to strive for the whole NASCAR community to all come together and make it to where we are not just worried about championships or winning, and the driver safety is the number one issue. And the next question is going to be from